Welcome to Consultare Inc. Group and Interlink IQ. For this session, we will be having an overview of the halal management system, including the halal market at a glance, the underlying Islamic principles, and the requirements for an organization to be halal certified. The halal industry is based on a belief that Muslims should eat food and use goods that are halal, which means permissible and wholesome. As a matter of fact, the halal industry has now expanded beyond the food sector to include pharmaceuticals, cosmetics, health products, toiletries, and medical devices. In 2021, Muslims around the world spent a total of 2 trillion US dollars across the food, pharmaceutical, cosmetics, fashion, travel, and media and recreation sectors. The largest market for Muslim consumers is the halal food and beverage sector. Their halal market alone has the potential to grow to about $2.8 trillion by 2025. And this high trust in halal certified goods are creating new opportunities in the halal market. While for non-Muslims, halal food is associated with ethical consumerism. Now let's proceed to the halal assurance management system. This system encompasses the set of guidelines in maintaining the halal authenticity of the manufacturing practices throughout the food chain. This directive encourages the use of mechanisms for creating, putting into practice, and enhancing the efficacy of regulating halal authenticity and purity. So, what does an organization need to comply in order to gain halal certification or maintain their halal status? First, the organization need to have a strong commitment to show its compliance to halal. This serves as a foundation or dedication of the company as a responsible corporate citizen to consider all the requirements of their consumers, especially the Muslim community, during their production. The halal policy statement shall be posted in strategic locations where it can be clearly seen by all of the stakeholders of the organization, its employees, its visitors, and halal certifying bodies. Appointment of the Internal Halal Committee. The Internal Halal Committee is composed of duly appointed members across the organization, from procurement, central receiving, quality assurance, production, logistics, research and development, customer service and sales, learning and development, and employee relations. The committee members must be knowledgeable and well-trained in halal standard and halal certification requirements. The Internal Halal Committee lead, in addition, is primarily responsible in the overall implementation of the halal management system, including the communication to the halal certifying body. That being said, the top management shall provide adequate and continuous training for management members and other relevant employees on the halal standards and certification requirements. There shall be periodic assessments in order to ensure that the training has been effectively delivered and is appropriate to their roles and responsibilities. Records of training shall be kept on file. Other principles of halal assurance includes the determination of critical points. The Internal Halal Committee must identify all potential locations of contamination in the supply chain that could result in a failure to comply with halal standards. The Internal Halal Committee must also develop and verify the flowchart. In the development of appropriate flowcharts, this shall be verified against the actual operations by conducting on-site inspections. In case that there are non-conformities that may arise, the Internal Halal Committee shall determine appropriate control measures to be taken. These control measures shall be appropriate, in compliance to halal, and must not compromise any quality and food safety programs. During the documentation of the corrective action, the following must be considered. 1. Review of the nonconformities. 2. Review of trends in monitoring results that may indicate trend of loss of control. 3. The cause of the nonconformity. 4. Actions to prevent recurrence. 5. Record of the corrective action taken. And 6. Assessment of the corrective action. It is also of great importance that the internal Halal Committee establishes and maintains an effective documentation and record-keeping system to provide evidence of conformity to the requirements and effective implementation of the Halal Assurance Management System. To further improve the Halal Management System, periodic process verification must be in place to review the policies and administer change as needed for improvement. Recall procedure, in addition, will help minimize the risk to consumers of injury or death by advising the public of the health or safety issue and the corrective action they should take if they have a consumer product that has been recalled. Through traceability, the organization is capable of identifying and tracing individual batches or lots of material at each step of the process. This is very helpful in identifying which batch or similar batches might be affected of a certain nonconformity and which batches must be needed to be pulled out during the recall. Provided that all these principles are established, implemented, and continuously improved, the organization can then be granted the Halal certification from an accredited Halal certifying body. This document also certifies a product's attributes and quality in accordance with the guidelines established by the Islamic Council that permit the use of the Halal mark or logo. Thank you for listening in this session on Halal Management System. Contents presented are for training purposes only and based on the interpretation of the standards and best practices, and must be customized for your intended use. To fully customize your Halal Management System program, other policies, procedures, lessons for training, you may contact Interlink IQ or Consultaire at services@interlinkiq.com. For free access, visit interlinkiq.com.